Good morning. Good morning, Dr.
Yes,
Supriyo.
good morning, Dr. Verma. Very good morning.
So now still there is a 2-3 minutes. Okay, participant are joining. Normally first session they took 1-2 minutes. Okay, so we will start. Meantime, with me, I have a Professor Bhatendu Singh. He is a professor in the commerce and co-coordinator of this program. With me, he is handling the program. Okay. So basically, sir, Dr. Supriyo belong to management
department, yes.
marketing experts. Marketing his specialization is marketing. So still we have to we will start, sir, very soon.
Very good morning, Dr. Singh.
Good morning,
Nice
sir.
meeting you. Nice meeting
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
sir.
yes, sir.
A request. I hope the participants will be able to unmute themselves. Is that option given to them?
No. Actually, that day also I informed you, sir. All the participants they are in webinar mode. Okay. Because when we are conducting the session, many time unmute, unwanted noise is coming. So all we put them in a webinar mode. If something, they will contact you by chat and question and answer box. Already it is very common, and you also conducting many sessions. You know, bottom there is a chat box. So one corner you can open and you can see if some queries or something is there.
Sure, sir. Because I plan to make it a little bit interactive. So maybe the chat option will be fine. So they can share their thoughts, views, and all as we move along. Thank you so much, sir.
Actually, the online, no, many times it happened unknowingly. There's some voice is coming, they forget to unmute, video is coming, they are doing something, it is very awkward. Because in HRTC, we have practice every time we are conducting the course. Okay, so that's why we put them in webinar mode. Okay, they can listen. So, sir, already 10:01. So let's start the session. I will 1-2 minutes. I will take to introduce the Dr. Supriyo. Meantime, participants are now joining. Sir, before introducing, I just bring your kind notice that in this is a orientation program, and orientation means for new faculty who joined recently in the job in the teaching profession. They have to orient what is the teaching means, how they have to work in the university or college in academic institutions. So in that UGC limited seat, we have 30 participants. That is the number decided by the as per the UGC guideline. So 30 participants are there. Meanwhile, now 20 joined, and within 1 or 2 minutes, slowly, first hour it will take little time always. So, but this is our practice. We don't wait anyone, because our principle is that the knowledge, we start the sharing the knowledge. Who, when they will join, they will take their part from. They will start their journey from there. So, with this, dear participant, good morning to each and all. Today morning session, we are going to start Dr. Supriyo Patra. And Dr. Supriyo Patra have 18 years of the academic and industry experience with management college, institute and universities, and national and multinational advertising agency. Dr. Supriyo is specialized in the marketing area and did his PhD in the management. He has more than 18 years of the professional experience. He is continuously delivering different lecture as he is expert of the management in different FID program, seminar, conferences, and motivational talk. He published around 30 research papers in the national and international journals, and around he presented many papers in the conference and seminar. So he has a very good combinations of the teaching as well as the research and the academic and industry. I can say industry, academic and the industry. And so, Dr. Supriyo, welcome you in the Mizoram University in this online faculty induction program. On behalf of the university and behalf of the HRTC, I welcome you, and we are very much thankful to you. You are ready to share your experience with our participant. And today morning, with this, I am handing over the session to you for your presentation and your lecture.
Thank you very much, Dr. Verma. And I think I really need to thank you and the entire university, and especially the HRDC cell at Mizoram University for this wonderful opportunity. As Sir has already said, I think thanks to Professor Singh also for being there to kindly help me throughout the session. Thank you so much, sir, both of you, and special thanks to all the esteemed participants who have joined this FIP program from maybe different parts of the state and the country. So as Sir rightly pointed out, FIP is for new faculties who have joined the university or the college, and for their career advancement, we need to do this as per UGC. So looking at the diversity and in consultation and as advised by Dr. Verma, the focus of the session today will be on something, I hope, which everybody will be able to connect irrespective of your background. So when I take sessions at Calcutta University in FIPs or in Jadavpur University, so keep that in mind. We try to make it something which will be connected by everybody, whether you are coming from science discipline, whether you are coming from management, commerce, or maybe some humanities background, or even engineering and all. So I will look forward to your active participation. At least the chat option will be available, and please feel free to give your thoughts, because I will expect to be an interactive session. At times, we can make use of some videos, and from there we can have the interaction going. So with your kind permission, sir, if I can just request you to give me the option to share the screen so we can start. So I hope I'm audible to everybody, and to sir also, Professor Singh.
Yes. You are very much audible, sir. And that is that link already activated. You see on the okay.
Okay, so just check. I'm going to share my screen if that option is happening. I hope it will be done.
Yes, it's coming now, sir.
Is the first slide visible to you, sir? And maybe
not yet. It's loading now. Yes.
Is it there, sir, for everybody to see? Okay.
Yes, with Gautam ji. Yes.
Okay. A very good morning once again, and I start with Lord Buddha, and I think I really mean it when I put up the first slide. respect is like a mirror. The more you show to others, people, I think the more it will reflect back on you. Welcome to this FIP, the first session, and I will look forward to your active cooperation and participation. The session will be on life skills and mentoring strategies for academicians in the 21st century. We all are from the academic fraternity, whether we belong to some university system or maybe part of some higher education system in different colleges across the country. So with this, I welcome you and expect that hopefully anytime you have any kind of observation, concern, please feel free and try and make use of the chat option, or you can raise your hand and we can take it forward. So when we talk about life skills, this session will be on life, not just on academics or about our career. So let's try and talk about a dream. It's said that if you can dream it, you can do it. Now, if I kindly just try and request you to please put in the chat box. So please be active, and as I try and make use of the chat option, please try and respond. My simple question will be, so my request to all of you, kindly check the chat box and write yes or no. Do we remember what we saw last night? When I say what we saw last night, I mean the dream. I think Dr. Shantanu is saying yes. Dr. Prasenjit Roy is saying yes. Hopefully, briefly, if you can just put it, please feel free. Even if you don't remember, make use of the chat option and write a no, because that also is very common. Do we remember what we saw last night? What the dream came when we slept last night? I think Professor Biplab Das is saying no. Professor Muhammad Israfil is saying no. Thank you so much for your response. I think Professor Bornali ma'am is saying no. I am unable to figure out the name, but it's showing Vivo YO1 is saying no. Dr. Manash Protim is saying no. Okay. Dr. Shantanu is saying no. Thank you so much. Please feel free. So I think, yes, we got a response. I say peacefully. Absolutely fine. So as sir rightly said, we are expecting 30 participants to be there. So please feel free and make use of the chat option as we move forward. So quickly, when we talk about dreams, I think I can already see some responses coming in the chat option. But what is a dream? When we talk about dream, I think I will just request you. Thank you for all your response. Professor Shomoresh Odhikari is saying no, sir. Thank you. Okay. And Professor Dr. Rajni ma'am is saying, I don't have a dream yesterday. Okay, that's fine. But when we talk about dream, just have a look to the follow-up image that is coming. What exactly is dream? I totally agree with the famous saying of our late Honorable President, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji. He says, dream is not what we see in sleep. Is the thing which doesn't let you sleep. And friends, I believe you are here because you are actually chasing your dream, whatever be it. And the basic part happens to be always for self-enrichment. I think that brings you all from different parts of the country to this Mizoram HRDC for this FIP. So let's move on. And I think this is something which I believe, and you can also think over it. And hopefully you will also connect with this famous quote of our very dear late President, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji. Thank you for that initial response. My next follow-up question will be this. Do we live for years, months, or days? Friends, the session is on life skills, and we will not restrict with only academics. So feel free and share your thoughts in the chat box. Do we live for years, months, or days? So I will request once again for all of you to kindly make use of the chat option and let me know what exactly is your thought on this. So let's try and see. Do we live for years? Do we live for months or days? I think if I got it right, Professor Tony is saying days. Thank you. Professor Bornali is saying days. We see Professor Singh is saying years. Thank you so much for that quick response. Feel free and share your thoughts. Hopefully I'm audible, and because as I promised, it will be an interactive session. So I think any more response coming? Yes, Dr. Manas Pratim sir is saying days. day by day. Very good answer from Dr. Rajni ma'am. I hope from Chennai, if I got it right. Thank you for that response, ma'am. Anybody else, feel free and give your response. As of now, we have talked about years, days. Nobody spoke about months. Wonderful thoughts from Dr. Prasenjit Roy, sir. Sir is talking about hours. Absolutely true, sir. And I think you are absolutely spot on. Then we are also getting a response from Vivo YO1. If you can in bracket put your name, sir, that will be, or ma'am, that will be wonderful with your answer. It talks about days. Dr. Shantanu is also saying days. There can be other way of looking at it, and I think it's our take on life. Do we live for years, months, or days? Or nobody as of now has spoken about this. The second part of it, it can be so that we live for not hours, not maybe days, not even months or years, but we live for spatial moments. Do we agree? Anybody, you think you live for some spatial moments? Feel free. You don't have to agree, but I think if anybody is thinking on those lines, that is also fine. But even if it is not for spatial moment, but we are living for years, days, hours, whatever, months. So I think hopefully there had been a lot of memorable moments in those days, years, months, and also let's try and take it forward. And I hope when we come to the next slide, we will really talk about some memorable moments. And friends, once again, I request you, don't write and talk about only academics or your career related thing. From life as of now, anything which you think happened to be one of the most memorable moment. I know there are many, but you can just try and write in brief any memorable moment that comes to your mind right now, whether it was some academic also, getting your first job, or maybe getting some kind of a PhD, or maybe seeing your scholars getting awarded, or it can be even in your personal life also, doing something connected with your family and the society at large. Feel free and just write any memorable moment if you want to share. I think this is a platform. Kindly just put it. Yes, I think Professor Tony is saying every moment is special. That's a very a good way of looking at life. Thank you, sir, for that response. Anybody else, you can think of anything. Don't think that it needs to be a very mega kind of a moment. It can be even a small thing. Birth of a new baby in the family, getting married can also maybe memorable for anybody. So Muhammad, Professor Muhammad Israfil is saying lots of moment, but if you have to choose one, sir, I think you can mention that in the chat box. That's wonderful. Please feel free and try and share. That will be wonderful. Yes, anything that as of now you can think of. I'm giving you time so that as we move forward in the journey, I think we can think of it. As I was expecting when I got my appointment letter, that is from and also getting my PhD degree, Bornali, Professor Bornali, ma'am is saying that. Thank you, ma'am. I expected that one to come from somewhere. Thank you, Professor Nasifa is saying getting appointment letter for the job. I think, yes, we all belong to the same fraternity. Thank you so much for those quick responses. Anything personal, if not too personal, but beyond your career, beyond your academic domain, I think anything special that you can think of for the moment, that will be wonderful. Feel free. I think we are getting a few responses quickly in the chat option. And the rest, if you are able to connect with me, hopefully you will also have a lot of special moments. But if one you have to share and talk about it, make use of the chat box, and I will definitely see and appreciate that one. Dr. Rajni is saying, yes, appreciation for my PhD vibe of OC and my presentation. Yes, regarding that. Thank you, ma'am. I think since we are in the academic, these are very good. Getting appointment letter for the job. Yes, Anupama, Professor Anupama Sharma is sharing that feedback. Wonderful. So when we talk about all these special or memorable moments from our life, I think it really talks about something which is when we look back, we feel really very happy about it. We feel very satisfied about it. So let's take the session forward, and I will expect our other friends also. There are 28 as of now, as sir said rightly, the number hopefully will increase very fast. So let's try and move forward. Some of us, I think I would love to get response from Professor Tarang if sir is not having any constraint. We will like to get response from Professor Lashkar if you are audible. I am audible to you. And I think we will get Professor Muhammad Tajuddin also to kindly share their thoughts as we move forward. Hopefully, the network is not letting us down. So let's try and take it forward. So we move on with the next slide. When we talk about some spatial moment, the question is, are we living or are we existing? There is a thin line of difference from the context of living or existing. I will just humbly request all of you, since we have the option of the chat box, kindly just write your stream along with your name. If you are from science or maybe from physics or whatever, from any commerce background, or maybe from some other discipline like management, or maybe some English or some regional language. So that will help me to connect with you better. So that will be a request to all of you. If you can kindly put that also as we move along in the discussion. When we talk about living or existing, my question is, are we adding days to our life? I repeat once again, are we adding days to our life? Like today happens to be a Friday, tomorrow will be a Saturday, and then the week comes to an end. Is it that, or we are adding life to our days? So today happens to be a Friday. So let's try and add a little bit of a life in whatever context you can interpret it. So this is a way of looking at life. Are we living or are we existing? So as we move forward, I will try and request you. You see, life is a story. And when we look at our life, I think there are a lot of stories which we can definitely narrate. And mind you, when we talk about stories from our life, already I got a clue from some of you, those who have put that in the chat box. So my request will be for the rest, as well as for those who have already responded. When we talk about life, I think success and failure are two sides of the coin. And I hope there are many success stories which are there, and I would love to listen to at least a few from all our esteemed participants. So think about what has been your success in life as of now. It does not need to be a mega one. It can be a small touching activity that you might have done, some kind of a social work, something maybe in the academic domain, helping students, anything for that matter, which you consider your success. So I will just make use of the chat option and request you to please write about it. So kindly, friends, just write in brief what you will consider as success in life as of now. I think I am requesting you, what is the success you have tested as of now? I would request Dr. Roy, Prasenjit Roy sir has said commerce, but if it can be a little bit specific, sir. Yeah, that is the discipline. Thank you so much. And the follow-up answer, sir, regarding any success. Thank you. I think we can get yes, if you can name yourself Vivo YO1. I got your background science, and then I think IIT Rupri. Yes, can you just kindly, sir, put or ma'am your name also? That will be wonderful. The first response coming from Professor Bornali, when a student gets good marks that I taught in the classroom. I think, yes, that's a true definition of success, as ma'am has rightly mentioned. Feel free and put your thoughts in the chat box. I think it's wonderful. You see, our definition of success is actually connected with our student. So we can make out from Professor Bornali, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that wonderful response. Just anything, we are talking about life, not necessarily our academic career or maybe our research career, but that also option is open. So feel free and kindly put that. What is success as of now in life? Because when I try and interact across universities with maybe esteemed professors like you, we come across a lot of heart-touching success stories, whether it's maybe doing some kind of a good for the underprivileged people, or maybe doing some kind of a good to our students, or maybe to the society at large. So please feel free and put your response. I hope my question is clear. Yes, I think Professor Nasifa is saying when your dreams are achieved. As of now, any example, ma'am, in life, if you can just be a little bit specific, which you dreamt and eventually you turned into reality, that will be nice. Yes, Professor Tony is saying, changing my negative point of view to positive. Absolutely, sir. And I think this opportunity, I am really honored and privileged today to Dr. Verma and the entire HRDC at Mizoram that I get a chance to interact with some of the best, I think, minds across a country. And this gives us this wonderful opportunity in the new normal when we talk about the pre-COVID situation. Oh, sorry, I am really sorry. It's ma'am. Sorry, please pardon me. I think, yes. So can you just talk about a little bit, yes, Nasifa, Dr. or Professor Nasifa, when your dreams are achieved, any particular dream that you have achieved? And I will expect a rest of the participants. I hope our chat option is working and I am also audible to you. So otherwise I'll feel a little bit deprived that I got to miss out on interacting with some of our esteemed participants. So please, Professor Rajesh Kumar Das, Professor Prasanta Chaudhary, if you are listening, we would love to connect with you as we move along. Hopefully, if the network is not letting you down. Professor, I think Lakshmi Ram Murmu is there. Professor Singh is there. I think Professor Lashkar, we would love to get response. And as we move forward, Dr. Shantanu is there. Professor Tarang is there. So we would love to listen to Professor Biplab Das also. And I think please feel free and come up with your thoughts in the chat option. So as we move forward, I think, yes, we got a few response as of now. Yes, we got it. And as we move forward, so when we talk about success, people already have shared a few success stories, but I hope along with that, we also might have to have or experience some kind of a failure in life. So how we try and take it, if you can talk about one major setback, if not failure, that you have maybe tested as of now, feel free and put it in the chat box. I think these are part and parcel of everybody's life, so that will be appreciated. Any failure as of now, I think I'm putting it in the chat box because we say failures are the pillars of success. So my request is any failure as of now that you think you can talk about, not maybe too many, but if any failure, just write yes or no, that will also do. If you look back at your life and you get to see that no failure as of now, I think wonderful. If any setback we might have faced, I think then we can also look back and learn a lot of things from them. So I will wait for your response because it takes a little bit time to get a response. So any failure, write yes or no, or maybe yes, I think the first response is hopefully from University of Assam, if I got it right. Thank you for that response. It's no. Yes, Professor Biplab Duff is saying, yes, I want to be a good teacher. Yes, that's always there. When paper gets rejected in a journal, absolutely. I think, thank you, Professor Bornali. We all might have gone through all this. And even after getting a little bit of a rejection, and then when we can eventually get to see it getting published. So that talks about maybe the success part of it. Madam Tony is saying, I got rejected in my first job application. And I think so these are little things we all experience in life, maybe in the academic scenario and beyond, in the corporate world and in life as of now. Yes, Professor Anupam Sharma is saying no. Yes, it can be a mixed kind of a thing. For those who have tested success, and I hope everybody, the question follow-up slide will be, how was the road to success? Getting published in a reputed journal, seeing your scholars getting awarded PhD, maybe touching lives of your students in whatever way possible, or maybe a success in a personal life, or maybe success in the context of doing something good for underprivileged people of the society, and maybe the environmental issues and all those things. So how was the road to success? If you look at my interpretation is the road to success will always be almost under construction. Please try and have a look at it. The road to success, I think, is almost always under construction. The next success that we are aiming for, I hope we are creating that road during this FIP. Because if you are looking for your career advancement and we have to complete a FIP, so this is the road that we are creating, and hopefully in the next few days and weeks, we will try and create the road which will eventually take us to our next destination. So what I think is, we can pass it to our students, and I hope we do it regularly, that as I say, you are the creator of your destiny. So they will also be the creator of their destiny. So if they are doing a integrated program or even a 3-year or a 2-year master level courses, so I think they are actually trying to create their road towards success. So that is what we need to try and remind our students. My next follow-up question will be a simple one. And I hope I will expect everybody to kindly, those who are able to put the message in the chat box to write. Kindly just write yes or no, because I think my question is very simple. Is there any shortcut to success? If I ask you and request you for a quick response, that will be wonderful. First response, I think from ma'am Tony is no. Professor Biplab Das is saying no. Professor Nasifa is saying no. Thank you. Professor Bornali is saying no. Professor Israfil sir is saying no. Professor, I think Anupam Sharma is saying no. So let's try and put that response first. I hope I cannot see the name of some number is given 186. If you can put your name also, that will be wonderful. I will miss out on saluting you. Professor Shomore Shodhikari sir is saying no, sir. Thank you. Feel free, because I am a person who is not satisfied until we get maybe the absolute full participants responding. So Prashanta Chaudhary professor is saying no. Thank you. Because you see, when we stand before our students, we go with this kind of a mindset. We always remind them and tell them from our own life stories that there is no shortcut to success. So if there are no shortcut to success, as esteemed professors are agreeing, so let's look at maybe a simple kind of a route to success. When we talk about it, I said we are the creator of our own destiny. So how is the route to success? It starts with hard work, and like a wagon wheel, if you look at why one should work hard, because we want to improve ourselves in whatever we are doing. And there should be a clear focus if we go in a clockwise manner, and there is a passion, I think, not just compulsion that we need to complete this FIP. I hope and believe that we all are passionate. That's why we are eagerly addressing and participating in this FIP to get exposure from different disciplines and all. So there is a passion. And who is pushing us in our career, in our life? I think the urge is coming from within. There is no external push as such, because then only actually real results can be achieved. And there should be a service motive if you look at the wagon wheel, and it will be our ideas in terms of talking about new and innovative ideas for research, or maybe new ways of taking a session, or maybe some innovative new practices that we can bring as an institute, best practices, what we keep on reminding ourselves. So all this, I think we need to be persistent. We have to go through a crap. When we talk about crap, is criticism, rejection, and maybe some kind of a pressure from different corner. But I think the results end of the day should be positive. So this is just a simple wagon wheel which we can try and connect when we talked about there is no shortcut to success. As we move forward, I think yes, a lot of people have already given their responses in the chat box. I think yes, as of time, there is a lot of people who have said there is no shortcut to success. So if there are no shortcut to success, so I think we have to try and remind ourselves and our students about it. So I think let's start with something very simple, and I hope you can feel free and share your thought on this. Once again, please put a yes or no. Just let me put the question first. Otherwise, I think it will not make sense. So let me ask you. My question is, falling in love is easy and staying in it requires work. Do you agree, disagree, or maybe have a difference of opinion? So I think please feel free. When we talk about falling in love is easy and staying in it requires a little bit of hard work. The first response comes from Professor Bornali. Quickly, please give your take on that. Yes, Dr. Manish has said, sorry, Dr. Manish has said, yes, I agree. Yet to figure it out. I do not know, sir. That's also an honest answer. Very good. I think Professor Anupam Sharma is saying yes. Mohammad Professor Israfil sir is saying yes. Professor Prashanto Chaudhary sir is saying yes. And I think I request once again to kindly put your name, because I'm not figuring out 235186, some code is there, sir or ma'am agrees, but if you can kindly put your name in the bracket, that will be wonderful. Professor Biplav Das is saying yes. Thank you. Professor Lakshmi Rams is saying yes. Thank you, all of you, because when we talk about this, you see, it's our own life, and falling in love is easy, but staying in love requires work. Now, my follow-up slide will be, and before that, when I asked or put up this slide, mostly I think we thought about some human being in the context of flesh and blood. But actually, I was not trying to talk about it. My follow-up slide will actually clarify what exactly is my way forward. So I said falling in love is easy, but staying in it requires work. So let's go to the next slide. And hopefully, when I talk about this, I will remind you about a famous saying which comes from none other than late Steve Jobs. And he says, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. I repeat once again, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. And believe me, my young friends and maybe seniors also who are attending the session, I really enjoy this sort of a session. And that's why I think I always appreciate and thank the organizers for giving me this wonderful opportunity. So when we talk about falling in love, what I actually had in mind was, I want to tell you, it's about falling in love with our job. Whether as a professor, whether as maybe a library expert, or whether as maybe a research guide, or even as a researcher, any kind of a job, academic administrator, I believe only way of doing great work is to love what we do. And I hope you will agree that you all love what you do daily basis, even if at times it might be a little bit hectic, or maybe taking too much on you. So that is what I believe we all are in the same profession. We must be knowing about Michael Jordan, and it comes from him. He says, I have failed over and over again, and in life, mind you, and that's why I think the rest is history, a living legend when we talk about Michael Jordan. So these are things which we have already done. So my next follow-up question in the chat box, then we can talk about as I said, I'll make use of some role-playing exercise. And also my follow-up question, are we warmed up to play a game, irrespective of our discipline? If you can put your discipline also as we move forward, right? Yes or no, and put your discipline, the background from where you are joining, background in the sense, the stream. So because this game is for everybody, you don't have to come with special knowledge or talent. So please write yes or no. We'll just have a simple online game to break the stereotype things that often we are bored about. So are we warmed up to play a game? At this moment, we will just request you to take part in a simple game by just putting your responses in the chat box, as we are already doing it. So just write yes or no, because that will give me a little bit of a way forward. The first response, once again, coming from Professor Bornali ma'am. Yes, Professor Nasifa, of course. Thank you, Professor Anupam Sharma is saying yes. I hope, yes, coming from Professor Michael, yes, thank you, sir, ma'am. Then we are seeing Professor Prashant Chaudhary is saying yes. As I said, if you can kindly put your stream also, whether it's maths, whether it's maybe physics, or maybe literature, whatever, English, commerce, that will also be nice. So that everybody, irrespective of your discipline, we get a fair chance to play this game. Yes, Sanskrit. Thank you. I think that's wonderful. Professor Muhammad Israfil is there. Political science as expected. Professor Prashanta Chaudhary. Thank you. Statistics from Professor Dr. Barnali ma'am. Sociology. Thank you. Professor Nasifa is from English. Bengali also. Professor Murmu. Computer science as expected. Economics. Professor Anupam Sharma. IT. Yes, Professor Singh. Sanskrit, Professor Odhikari, thank you for your wonderful response. So since we all are warmed up, so we can have a small game, and I think hopefully we'll enjoy as we move forward and participate in this game. So get ready. An honest request, as we keep on requesting our students also, please play the game in real time. I will appreciate, and I'll not expect that anybody will take a screenshot of the slide, please, because otherwise we'll lose out on the essence of the role playing. Am I fine with all of you? I hope yes. So please play it on real time. I'll show you something and then don't look back at it again. Don't take any kind of screenshot or maybe some kind of a picture of it. Then we will miss out on the game. I trust all our esteemed friends from the academic world. So since we are warmed up, so life is a game and let's play this game. So the game is all about a simple thing. So warm up has been done and we move on with the life's game. So let's try and participate in this role-playing exercise. Okay, so the rule of the game is I'll show you a picture. What you have to do is you have to write in the chat box first what are maybe how many different things you saw. I repeat once again, there will be a picture. Suppose in that picture you can see 3 different things. So you have to just write, I saw 3 different things. Don't have to mention what you saw in the first place. You have to just write what you saw. If somebody saw or noticed 4 different things in the picture, you have to write 4. So my question will be how many things you saw in the picture? That will be the first question. And the second part of the question will be what exactly you saw. If that is clear to you, then we can proceed. I repeat once again, there will be 2 parts to the question. One is how many things we noticed in the first place. And the second one will be what exactly we saw. So I will expect all of you to please get ready with the role-playing exercise. And in the chat box, I am requesting you 2 parts to the question. The first part is how many things we saw. And the next part is what we saw. So there are 2 parts to it. I hope I'll put that. So let's try and play the game. So I hope everybody is ready. So not this picture, please. This is just for a trial part. Okay. Already, I think some of you have started responding. Don't worry. This is not the picture. It's coming. So absolutely fine. So don't answer right now. So let's move on to the next slide. So here comes your slide. So this is a slide for role playing. The question is, do you see what I see? And mind you, it will be only there for 10 seconds. And I'll count 10 seconds very fast. So let's start and your time starts now. I'll count the timing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gone. So please make use of the chat option and write how many things you noticed. So let me see who is writing what. I think if we have to start with Dr. Manush Pratim, sir has given 4. I think Professor Michael has given 5. Professor Bornali from statistics, ma'am, has given 4. Professor Dr. Ahmed Lashkar has given 4. Wonderful. Professor Prashanto Chaudhary has seen 6. Wonderful, sir. Professor Singh 5. Okay, so I think Professor Anupam Sharma has mentioned 5. Professor Muhammad Israfil has mentioned 3. Professor Das has said 4. Please now write what you saw. Wonderful. I think everybody, whoever has responded, please write what are the different things you saw. Let me check the responses in the chat box quickly, please. We all are warmed up. I think the first response from Nasifa ma'am, she saw lady, birds, and horses. Okay. Common from Bornali ma'am, bird, horses. She also saw eye and nose also. Okay, wonderful. So human face has been noticed by Professor Chaudhary, and then horses and birds. Wonderful. Okay. Professor Michael has said birds, horses, and a face. Very good answer. I think common answers are coming. Professor Tarang, sorry, had seen horses, birds, and a lady. Good. Dr. Lashkar has said girls, birds, and horses. A face of a lady from Professor Anupam Sharma, 3 birds and 1 house also. That's a new addition. Wonderful. If everybody has given, we are expecting a few more responses to come our way. Okay. I will just have a follow-up question for everybody. And you are just going to put that answer once again. So let's try and see what is that question I'm asking. Okay, it's not a house, but horse. Correction done. Thank you, sir, for that response. I didn't, yes, Professor Dharmeshwar has mentioned also something there. Yes, okay. So I hope my next question is going to be, quickly, please. Just write numbers. How many birds we saw? Give a number. Let me see who saw how many birds. 3 coming from Professor. Yet to find the name. If you can kindly name yourself, that will be wonderful in the chat box, please. It's Vivo YO1 showing Professor Bornali, ma'am from statistics. I've noticed 2 birds. Professor Nasifa 3. Professor Anupam Sharma 3. Dr. Manush Pratim sir has noted 2. Okay. Mohammed, Professor Michael has given 2. Professor Israfil has said 3. Dr. Murmu has said 3. Okay. Yes, I think there are responses coming from Dr. Lashkar 3. The Professor Biplop Das has said 2. Okay. My follow-up question will be, if these are the things which we have noted down, I hope everybody has responded. So I'll put the visual once again. Once again, a request, it will be for 10 seconds. And the same request, please play it on real time. Don't take any screenshot or maybe any kind of photograph. So let's watch it once again. Here comes your picture once again and 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So my follow-up question, don't write anything in the chat box. First, look at the question, please. My follow-up question, kindly just wait for me to put the question. My follow-up question will be, do we want to change our answer? What you are supposed to do, if you want to change, write yes, and then you write the new answer. If you don't want to change, write no. So what was the earlier answer and what is the new one? Please write both. Like 2, it was earlier, now it is 4. So like that, please write 2-4 or maybe 3-4 or maybe 3-5. Dr. Lashkar is very confident. Don't want to change the answer. Thank you. Okay, Professor Bornali, ma'am, see statistics, you are an expert, but when it comes to counting birds, ma'am, earlier it was 2, now it's 3. Okay, so those who want to change, please write, Bornali, ma'am, please write. Professor Prashanto Chaudhary, sir, is confident. Sir is saying no, he's confident. What he saw initially, fine. Okay, Professor Israfil is saying no. So those who are saying no, so please write the answer twice, same answer. If it was 2, write 2-2. If it was 3, write 3-3. I hope you are getting it. So how many birds initially we saw and now? So please put both the numbers. First, the initial, how many you saw, and then after the second look, how many? Quickly do that. I think that will be wonderful. Mohammed Israfil is saying 3-3. That's great, sir. Like that, please write. Those who don't want to change. Professor Michael want to change from 2 to 3. Okay. Anupam Sharma, professor, is saying 3-3-1-2. Okay. Professor Biplop Das is writing 2-3. I think for a moment, everybody has given the response since we don't have the option to unmute, but I think Nasifa ma'am is saying she had noticed 8 birds, which comes as a surprise for many of us who might not have seen it. But I think I'll leave it to you to count yourself, and hopefully then we can appreciate ma'am for that wonderful response. So let's check the picture once again. When we talk about this role-playing exercise, how many birds were there? Watch out carefully, and ma'am has said she had noticed 8 birds. And I hope ma'am is from English background. So whether from math, stats, English, Sanskrit, doesn't make a difference. So ma'am said there are 8 birds, and I hope all of you will be able to figure out how many birds are actually there. If you can figure it out, we need to appreciate Nasifa ma'am for that wonderful. I hope everybody figured out. So you can put the right answer in the chat box if you have figured out, because now it has been kept for more than, I think, 10 seconds, almost 30-40 seconds. So please put the right answer. So I think, right, like Professor Israfil is saying 3 to 8. I think, yes, I think wonderful, Professor Israfil. Kindly just check. I hope everybody has seen what Nasifa ma'am had already mentioned in the chat box. She had mentioned that 8 birds, and I think those birds are hidden in different part of that face, if you can see. 2 on the top on the forehead, and then there were 2 eyes, 1 eyebrow, and then the nose part and the lip. So these are the 8 birds, and I hope you will not hesitate to appreciate Nasifa ma'am, and yes, Professor Murmu has said 8. Wonderful. A number is showing 186, 35186. Is my comment visible? I think yes, the comments are visible, but the name is not visible. Kindly just put your name also, whoever is putting that response. So that is wonderful. I hope everybody has seen 8. Kindly just write 8. Those who are able to see 8 birds, what Nasifa ma'am had pointed out. If not, say not yet. So then we have to keep it for a few more seconds. I think, yes, everybody, Dr. Prashanta Chaudhary, Dr. Manoj Pratim sir, I think Professor Michael, yes, Professor Anupam Sharma, yes, everybody has seen 8. So we have now become expert in watching birds. So as we move forward, I think thanks to Nasifa ma'am and all the esteemed professor for taking part in the role-playing exercise. We'll have a few more role-playing exercise as we move forward. Hopefully, we all are warmed up. So when we talk about this, the real you is very important as academician, as individual in life. If we start from the top left corner, how we perceive ourselves. So that is the first thing, how as an individual we perceive ourselves. The next one, we might have some idea how you think others perceive you. So that might be some kind of a thing. Okay, I think people perceive me like this. If you come to the bottom right corner, how we want to be perceived. So as an individual, how we want to be perceived when we come across people from different walks of life. And the last, when we talk at the bottom left corner, how others actually perceive you. So that part also we need to figure it out. But the most interesting part is actually the real you. What is that real person you who is actually right now in this session? So that I think all of us need to figure it out, and we have that clarity. Otherwise, our students at time might be a little bit confused with all these dimensions. So I hope we are doing it and guiding them as we are doing the mentoring of our students also as per UGC. So my next role-playing exercise, I think, will be about identifying a famous personality. It goes with the name, who am I? So I think what you are supposed to do, there is no negative marking. So my question will be, who am I? So that will be the role-playing exercise. I'll give you some clue. So what I'll expect from all esteemed participant is, if on the first clue you can figure out it is say Mr. or Miss A. So you just write 1 and then the answer. You can change your answer. Don't wait for the last clue to come your way. So you can change your answer multiple times, but I will show you clue one after the other. And you are supposed to guess who is this famous personality we are actually going to see right now. Is that clear? Just write yes or no. If my briefing is clear to you, please. We are supposed to identify a famous personality, and you can change your answer. So I'll show you one clue after the other. So if you get it right on the first clue, or even if you have a guess, you can write 1 and the name. Then if somebody wants to write or change it on the second clue, you write 2 and then matlab on the second clue and then the name again. I hope it's right. Please write yes or no if you are there, because that talks about a life and how different people from different walks of life they actually sign. So that's the first response I think we are getting from Professor Anupam Sharma. Then we are having Professor Michael also responding. I hope the rest you are also fine with it. Yes, thank you. So on the first clue, if you want to guess, please write. Otherwise, write 1, no. Matlab, you are not taking any chance on the first clue. I say there are no negative marking. You can change your answer multiple times, but please respond. That is what I will expect from all of you. Thank you so much. So let's start. On the first clue, who am I? We are talking about a famous personality. So according to her, we are talking about a girl As a schoolgirl, I used to play a variety of sports. That was hockey, football, athletics, but not surprisingly, the sports that I play now. So this is the first clue. We are referring to a lady who used to play a different kind of sports during her school days. Surprisingly, not the game which she is actually connected with now. I will expect you to respond on first clue. So write one. If you have some response, write the name. If you don't have a response, please write no. That is what I will appreciate from all of you. But please give a response in the chat box. That will be wonderful because we can take the next clue then. On clue one, please, you can change your answer multiple times, unlike maybe in a competitive position, exams and all. Quickly, is anybody putting it? Write one. If you are not trying, write no. If you are trying, then write the name. If you can guess somebody, who are we referring to? At least you write no, please. One. Matlab, in the first clue, we are not taking up any chance. I hope people are waiting for the next clue. So let's try and take the next clue. I think some of the responses are coming no. Thank you, Professor Israfil. Thank you, Professor Singh, for that response, because it can be anybody. So let's go something specific. Let's take the next clue. This sports person was awarded Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan also. So on the second clue, if you can guess, you can take the name, please. Is anybody doing that on the second clue? Let me check in the chat option, please. Write two no. If you are not taking any name on the second clue, I think you can write two and no. So once again, I think Dr. Manush is writing no. Okay. Professor Dr. Israfil is saying no. Professor Bornali is saying no. Okay. I think let's look at the next clue then. Hopefully now you'll be able to figure out at least about this famous sports personality. She received an honorary doctorate from the Kaziranga University. I hope by now you'll be able to figure it out. She received an honorary doctorate from Kaziranga University. So I hope some of you will definitely be able to figure it out on this clue. Since you are also having your doctorate degree, and then you can connect. This sports person happened to receive an honorary doctorate degree. Any guess if anybody is trying on the third clue? Otherwise, there will be no clue left. We will have to disclose the answer. And then you will say, yes, I knew and I missed my opportunity. I think please feel free, even if you are not sure, give it a try. Take some names, at least that will be wonderful. There is nothing to lose by taking names. You can change your answer. Please feel free, at least somebody is taking a name, and I think Dr. Manoj Pratim sir is saying no, Professor Michael is saying no. Okay, so let's appreciate this sports personality first, and then if somebody got the right answer, I think we again appreciate that individual. She happens to be a winner of a bronze medal in the Summer Olympic of 2012. Now, I hope and believe that there will be a lot of correct answers coming, and we will get to see that in the chat box. Is there anybody trying to take a name? Feel free, please. There was an answer with a question mark, and I think, is that question mark still there, or that will be a confident answer? Whoever has put that, I think that will be wonderful. Yes, I hope once again it will be Professor Nasifa ma'am, and she had already given the answer, and which most of us hopefully will know. We are actually talking about this famous sports personality, which is none other than Mary Kom, and hopefully everybody you have heard and aware about Mary Kom. Why are we talking about Mary Kom? Not just because of her sporting achievement, but about this kind of a balance in life. And as we know about a little bit of her personal life, so she happened to be a mother, and also balancing it with her ambition and making the country very proud about her achievement. So this is MC Mary Kom receiving the honorary doctorate from the Kaziranga University. And she happens to be also a bronze medal winner at the Olympics for our country. So we need to really salute this famous sports personality. I hope we got the sports personality correct, and Nasifa ma'am has given the correct answer. Once again, we appreciate all the esteemed participants for taking part and a special appreciation for ma'am for getting that answer correct. A 6-time world amateur boxing champion. So when we look back at her success, how was the road? Was it very smooth, very easy? Balancing maybe a personal life as a mom, as a mother of kids, and then also doing whatever she is good at in the sports of boxing. So this talks about our own life also as we move forward. So when we talk about this, I think another kind of a thing, you have to guess the color of the dress. Please check the visual and then you'll have to write about the color of the dress. What exactly the color or colors of the dress? I think when we colors of the dress, we'll show you a picture and quickly please write what exactly you are noticing, the color of the dress. So a picture will be once again before us, and what exactly is the color of the dress? Kindly have a look. Feel free and write whatever you are seeing, only the dress. Don't go by the background and all. What exactly are we experiencing? What is that we are seeing? The color of the dress. Please write it in the chat option. I hope my message in the chat option is visible. So you have to just write about the color of the dress, whatever is visible to you. Can you please write the name of the color or colors that is visible to you quickly? Any response as of now? Because then only we'll be able to connect with this slide. If you kindly give your quick response. Yes, I think the first response once again from Professor Bornali ma'am, it's blue. Yes, absolutely fine. The next one, I think sky blue and black from Professor Anupam Sharma. Yes, Vivo is saying yes, blue, light blue and dark gold also. Blue and black from Professor Manoj. Professor Israfil is saying black and blue, absolutely fine. Yes, Professor Lashkar, I believe, is saying sky blue and gray. Thank you. Please feel free, and those who are at least in this moment in the session, kindly give your responses. We are seeing the next one. Professor Murmu is saying blue and black, absolutely fine. As of now, we are seeing same kind of responses. We are still expecting if anybody is seeing something different. Professor Binita Das, welcome, ma'am, and nice to have your response also. Blue and black. Thank you for that response. Anybody else saw the slide or you are seeing it? Kindly put your response. So you see, when we talk about the color of the dress, the follow-up slide will talk about the answers are already given. Are we seeing it as some kind of a blue and black? Or maybe anybody is seeing it as a white and golden. As of now, no response like that. But if anybody is there who is seeing it white and golden, don't think otherwise. Your answer is also absolutely fine. Or even if you're seeing something else. So this is, I think, the coming up of a research of a Nobel laureate, which is Roger Sperry. So according to this theory, I think our two parts of the brain functions differently. So as academician, as individual, as human being, I think those who are seeing it blue and black, it means that right side of our brain are active at this moment. And if our friends or anybody who is seeing it otherwise, I think then it's the left side that is working more compared to the right part. So they might see it as white and golden or a little bit otherwise. So this is the outcome of a very famous research work. And some of us, hopefully you are aware about it and you know a little bit about it. So the responses as of now in the chat box are almost similar. Most of us saw it as blue and black. But if we can do it with a larger audience, then hopefully we'll also get to see the other side where people might see a little bit of golden and white kind of a thing. So coming to this, what exactly the takeaway for the last 1 hour? Our esteemed participants and colleagues, the takeaways for academician happens to be the roles of academician when we are at our workplace in a university or in any higher educational institute. So we are expected to please remember, take care of these 3 important roles among all other roles, whatever we perform. The first one, I think, is interpersonal role, how we connect with other people. It can be our supervisors, seniors, it can be our colleagues, it can be our juniors, it can be our students, it can be guardian parents, it can be maybe other stakeholders with whom we connect. So that is the most important one, interpersonal role, how we are connected with that. The second one talks about informational role. How good are we in managing and analyzing information, not just about data analysis for our research and all, but information as academician, as individual. So are we comfortable or we feel otherwise when we are having a lot of information to play with? So this will be the second important role that all of us, I think, on a daily basis, we need to deal with. And the third one, I think we all have experienced it. If we would have put up this slide in the beginning, it would have not made much of a sense. But now with our experience for last 1 hour, I think we have analyzed information, whether it was maybe looking for birds or horses, or maybe whether it was trying to figure out about that famous sports personality. So we have tried to analyze information in the form of clues, in the form of visuals, and then we have given our decision. Initial decision for some of us was otherwise. And what is the takeaway? With time, I think our decision we had to revisit. So initially you were under time constraint. I deliberately put pressure and said only 10 seconds. Still, some of you figured out there were 8 birds, there were 2 horses, and maybe a face of a lady or something like that. Hats off to all of you. I think wonderfully well you have done, and you have analyzed the information and across discipline, whether it's from Sanskrit, English, or maybe some kind of other discipline like economics, commerce, and all. So when we talk about this, we have heard about story. We have talked about maybe warm up. So now life is a journey. And I will share once again a journey of an individual. So once again, we have to try and guess about this famous personality. So my question is a journey. Whose journey? Once again, we'll talk about who am I? Another famous personality. Whose journey are we talking about? So I hope you all are there. Can you just write yes if you are still there and interested to look at another person's journey? And I hope you are aware about this individual. The first response coming from Anupam, ma'am. Yes, thank you, Anupam Sharma, Professor Bornali. Thank you, Professor Nasifa. Thank you, Professor Michael. Please feel free and write yes so that we can try and share the clues with you. Same logic, same kind of a way forward. We have to guess who are we talking about. Thank you, Professor Biplab Das. Thank you, Professor Murmu. And thank you, Professor Manush, everybody. Thank you, Professor Israfil. So let's try and talk about somebody's journey and something to take away from this journey. So let's have a look what exactly this journey we are referring to. So once again, we are talking about a lady. She was born in 1988 and was a national level volleyball player. So nothing, I think, special. So somebody who was born in 1988 and was a national level volleyball player. But suddenly something happened on 11th of April, 2011. So at a very young age, if you can see, she was traveling from Lucknow to Delhi. What happened was the tragedy. She was thrown out of train by robbers when she tried to resist them. So I think aspiring national level player, the career is in front of her, and suddenly I think this tragedy struck her. Hopefully we know about this story, and I will expect in the chat box after looking at this clue if you can identify who are we actually referring to. The question is, who am I? Can anybody write or guess, because you can change your answer. We are referring to the life of a national level volleyball player, and then suddenly in her prime, in her young days, about to shine in her career, she was thrown out of train because of no fault of hers, and this tragedy took. We are talking about life skills. Can anybody guess, or you can write not sure in the chat box. That will be also accepted as an answer. If you want to name somebody, that's fine, or else you can just write not sure. That will be accepted as an answer in the chat box. I hope you all are there, and hopefully you will be knowing about. So as she was thrown out of train, so her leg was amputated below the knee. There were 2 rods in the other leg. So you can talk about or think about the tragedy and maybe the shock that was there based on this tragedy. But look at the personality, look at the motivation, look at maybe the kind of attitude and mindset of this sports personality. in spite of everything which was not in her control, and she was not at all in her wildest of imagination think of she met with this tragedy, but she was determined to achieve something in life. For the moment, touch wood, it doesn't happen with anybody out here, but if we had been in that situation, what is that we could have dreamt of? Today we started off with dream is something which doesn't let you sleep. So let's see what she actually thought of doing. From volleyball, she thought of climbing Mount Everest. So friends, look at the courage, look at the guts, look at the determination, look at maybe the attitude and the personality. I think in academics, we talk about setbacks and all, but I think we need to tell our students about this, and maybe hopefully you have done it earlier also. On 21st of May 2013, she became the first female to climb Mount Everest. So look at this transformation. It was not easy. I said, how was the road to success? Was it very smooth? No. It took her 52 days of tough climbing. And eventually she did the summit of Mount Everest. And for that wonderful achievement, I think she was awarded Padma Shri in 2015. And I hope in the chat box by now, hopefully you have figured out who are we actually referring to. And all hats off to everybody, whether it is Dr. Manush, whether it's Dr. Israfil, Dr. Anupam Sharma, I think whether it's Dr. Lashkar, everybody, I think, yes, you got it absolutely right. We are talking about none other than Arunima Sinha. And I think she is an inspiration, not only for us, but for many. And I think this is the transformation when we talk about life. And we have to remind ourselves that, yes, setbacks are there, tragedies are there, but how we take it and how we try and move ahead in life. So I think wonderful to see that there are lots of professors, esteemed colleagues who have got it right. And these are little take on life, which I think when we meet our students, we definitely share, and hopefully they try and get benefit out of this. So this is the moment where the late Honorable President, Dr. Sri Pranab Mukherjee sir, was giving the, I think, Padma Shri Award to Arunima Sinha in 2015. So this is what I think. Now the takeaways for today's session, when we talk about it, the session is on life skills and how we try and mentor our students as per UGC guidelines and all. And I hope all of us are doing it, or we are going to do it in the days to come. So there are three things that we need to focus on. The first one talks about thinking skills. And I think it talks about problem solving, decision making, and creative thinking. For the last almost hour and a half, we have tried to solve problems, maybe with a little bit of role playing and a little bit of a lighter way. But I think it talks about experiencing rather than sharing and teaching. So problem solving and decision making we have done. We came to know about each other, and I think I came to know not only about you and a little bit about your university, colleges, and your disciplines and domain, but also the way you connected. It talks about your social skills. Effective communication in the new normal do happen, and I think you have proved that it really happened for the last almost 1 hour, 15 minutes and all. And then third one, emotional skills, and I think we just experienced that, how to deal with stress. You had thought of some career in volleyball, and suddenly from nowhere you are totally shattered. Still, I think that kind of a personality, determination and all, and how you deal with your emotion and how you manage stress in your life, eventually something big and better happened in your life. So maybe, so these are things I think hopefully you have figured out. And I will request all of you the three types of life skills. Is the concept of life skills clear? Kindly just let me know in the chat box, please, because with your comments, with your suggestions only, I'll be able to figure out whether we actually connected with the session's focus. We talked about life skills for academician, and we are talking about life skills means kindly feel free and put your message in the chat box. Those who are able to see my request out there. So I think we talked about thinking skill, which talks about problem solving, decision making. In our day-to-day academic life, also we have to talk about solving problems of students as mentors. We have to solve problems maybe connected with academic or academic administrations. We have to try and take decisions and many more things as editors of different journals or maybe organizing conferences and all. And so then it talks about interpersonal relationship. I think that's very important. And then how effectively you have communicated. And I think most important happens to be the empathy part. How we are feeling for the other person. It's not just about saying, but actually honestly realizing and feeling for the other person. So empathy is another part which comes under social skill. And then we talk about emotional skills, how we manage emotion when we get to see that maybe as per our expectation, the life is not offering what we all are expecting. So, and then dealing with stress connected with it. Is there any response in the chat box, please? Is the concept of life skills clear? I am not able to see any response. I hope our friends are still there. If you can write your views on that, that will be wonderful. I think, yes, I think we are getting to see some messages from Professor Binita Das. Thank you, ma'am, for that response. Feel free and share your thought, because life skills is something which is very important, and not just our domain specific hard skills that which we all are hopefully expert. Thank you, Professor Murmu, for that response. I think Professor Nasifa is saying it's clear. Thank you, ma'am. Professor Bornali, ma'am, is saying yes. And we are seeing responses coming from Professor Mohammed Israfil. Thank you. Yes. Professor Loshkar is saying yes. Wonderful for getting that response from you quickly in the chat box. Professor Biplab Das is saying yes. Professor Anupam Sharma is saying yes. Wonderful to get your response. So when we look a little bit on life skills, I think you are giving me enough confidence that yes, it's very simple, but what exactly life skills are all about. You see, this talks about our little bit of adaptive and positive behavior, which will enable individuals to deal effectively with demands and challenges of everyday life. May not be of the order of Arunima Sinha, may not be of the stature of Mary Kom, but we all deal with our demands and challenges of our life on a day-to-day basis, balancing our a little bit of personal and professional commitments. So life skills actually tells us, helps us in that endeavor. So when we talk about it, these are loosely categorized into three types of skills. The first one is called cognitive skills, for analyzing and using information. Hopefully during the last almost 1 hour, 1.5 hours, we have analyzed a lot of information. May not be of very serious order, but we experience that analysis of information. Then we talked about personal skill for developing personal agency and managing oneself. So I came to know a little bit about your success stories also in the form of getting the first job, or maybe getting your PhD awarded, and maybe many more things that you have shared a little bit as we move along in the session. Interpersonal skill for communicating and interacting effectively with others. I think though we are in the new normal in this Zoom platform, but still I think I never felt that I am left out, or I hope you also never thought that we are not having a live session. So this is because of you, and credit goes to you all for making it a interactive kind of a session. So these are three types of life skills broadly, which we can look for, and hopefully we can try and take it forward in our future interactions with our students. According to World Health Organization, friends, they have identified 5 basic areas which we should focus on. The first one, once again, we emphasize because it's coming from WHO. They are talking about decision making and problem solving. I think our students at times look for a little bit of guidance from all of us about choosing the right kind of career path, and maybe going for the right kind of organization for internship. What will be the way forward after their undergraduate, or maybe what will be the topic for their research, and many more. Maybe at times it might be a little bit of their personal life. They are at a dilemma. So we have to try and mentor them accordingly. Always creativity should be nurtured, whether we are from statistics, whether we are from Sanskrit, whether we are from commerce and management, or any other discipline. Creativity does not mean that you have to be a painter or a poet or maybe a lyricist. We can try and look at the same thing in a different way. And I think that talks about being creative. And hopefully when we stand before our students and interact in a classroom environment, we can think of making the session a little bit interactive and creative. Communication and interpersonal skills are also highlighted, and I think a lot of students have a lot of good ideas, suggestions, but they think they are a little bit thinking that they are not that comfortable speaking before the audience. So we have to try and inculcate in them that kind of a positive vibes. And I believe, and I totally think you all are doing it whenever you are mentoring officially, unofficially, within the classroom, outside, and within the campus, and in life in general to our students. So they are really very secured and in the right hands. I am confident, whatever little bit I have seen for the last 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Then we talk about self-awareness and empathy. So the real you, if you look at those circles where we talked about how people perceive us, how we want us to be perceived, and then the real you. So we talk about self-awareness for our students. A lot of people might go for a little bit of outward kind of appearance and all those kind of things, but the real person is very important. I think that is what we should tell our students when we do the mentoring. And then the most important one, coping with emotion and stress. Maybe setbacks, not doing well in a particular paper, not maybe getting a paper published for the time being might look like a setback. And I think there is a famous saying that when we lose, we don't lose the lesson. So I think that our students, hopefully you remind them that even if you lose, don't lose the lesson that you get out of that loss. So that should be the mindset for our students. And as we move forward, I think these are little things that we need to remind ourselves and our students. And I hope if you are having any of this, hopefully none of us are having it, but if you are having any of this or multiple of these items, then it will need to be a little bit taken care of. If someone is having frequent headache or maybe a little bit of cold or sweaty hand and feet, or maybe frequent kind of a heartburn or stomach pain, so then I think we need to watch out. Hopefully none of us are experiencing any of this right now, but and our students, we will try and request them to take care if any of this are happening. Either they are sleeping for too long, or often we see that student come and say, I am not able to sleep even for 3 to 4 hours at night. So that also is a little bit of a problem when they are trying to run after their career ambition, but sound sleep is also a very important thing. So we started off today, if you remember, what was the dream we had last night. Some of us can remember, some of us couldn't remember it, and then some of us said it was a very sound sleep. So sleeping is, I think, always very important. So we need to try and remind our students when we do the mentoring for all this. So I think if any of this is not taken care of, so maybe there will be a problem with our work-life balance. And as academician, I think hopefully right now we have the right equilibrium. So we are maintaining the right work-life balance. Otherwise, I think there will be a lot of expectations from our family, from our friends, from even our oneself. We have high expectation from ourselves. So these should not create some kind of a botheration in our life. So we have to balance this, the expectations of our family about career, a little bit of friends, health, and other things. So these are points I think we need to try and just remember. Otherwise, what will happen? This stress is going to approach and will take a toll on our life. So I will request all of you that please, when we are going after our ambition, when we are going after maybe whatever we are dreaming to achieve, but make sure that we have the right work-life balance. So that will be the a need of the hour. So how we look at our career, how we look at our family, how we look at maybe our personal life, and above all, I think the society and spirituality, that part also is very important. So friends, I hope we will remind our students that yes, it's always good to try and go after your dream, but in that process, we should not create stress for ourselves. So we need to have the right work-life balance. And when we talk about the work-life balance, I think it's only in our hand. We should not try and disrupt the balance. At times, we might think that it is beyond our control. I cannot control it, but we need to try and figure it out about this work-life balance. We talk about doing exercise regularly. We talk about eating healthy and maybe reducing stress, and also not missing out on drinking opportunity, plenty of water to keep us hydrated whenever we are in the campus, whether it's a university or maybe a college. So coming specific to the mentoring strategies, I think we have seen it all. We have seen the empty classrooms, and I think right now we are using one platform, that's the Zoom, but many of us might have been comfortable with Teams and maybe with Google Meets and others. And happy to be back among students, which is seen on the bottom of our screen. So I think when we talk about mentoring strategies, I think and believe that most of us we do it, and we are aware about the concept of Diksharam, which comes from UGC. So what is this? They talk about student induction program. When a new students enter in first year, I think UGC has talked about Diksharam, and it's on us to try and mentor them officially, unofficially, whatever, within the classroom, outside, in the campus, and in life. So there are some simple things which I think we all practice, and I'll just try and quickly connect with all of you on that. What exactly is the purpose of this student induction program? To make everybody comfortable. And believe me, you have made me feel comfortable. I am a new entrant among your group today in this FIP, but you have made me feel comfortable with your wholehearted cooperation and interaction. So we have to make the students comfortable like that. So we have to inculcate in them the ethos and culture of the institute. I come from a Jesuit institute called Xavier's College in Kolkata. So we try and talk about creating men and women for others. Similarly, in your university, in your institute, in your college, there are a lot of culture which are there. So we have to imbibe in them those cultures. We'll give them the opportunity to build bonds. Believe me, today I have connected with all of you, and I'll leave my email ID. So I'll be more than honored and happy to be in touch with all of you for whatever reason. And I think that gives us an opportunity to build bonds and with maybe other students and faculty members. So during this induction program, we should give that. And I hope your institute is offering that also to every students. And we talk about self-exploration. A student will not open up until you make them feel comfortable. So the real you, when we talk about, that is about self-exploration. I'll just show you one simple way forward for self-exploration. We can just do a ranking quickly. There are 6 options in front of us right now. So you have to just do a ranking and put it in the chat box. Which is the most important one in your life right now? Put it number 1, followed by the next one. Suppose if your profession is of top priority right now, write 1 profession, followed by number 2 family, like that. So we can just do it immediately for 2 minutes, and then we can request our students also to kindly try it out. When they join a college or a university, what exactly is their mindset? So they can do this self-exploration and figure it out. How important is family to them? How important are friends to them? How important maybe God or religion will be for those students. So is anybody trying your hands? We can have a quick 60 seconds try on this. I will request you to do a ranking. The one which is most important, you write 1, and then that thing. If God is important, write 1, God, followed by 2, religion, like that. So is any of our friend at this moment doing it? I'll be really honored to get that response. What are the priorities? Is your profession the top priority? Is your family the top priority? Please write that in the chat box. I'm putting a request in the chat box. Please do the ranking kindly so that that will be wonderful. So please do the ranking when we talk about it. Yes, I got from Professor Bornali. 1 is family, 2 is profession. Okay, I have got it from Professor Singh. Society at top priority, followed by family, friends. Thank you. Professor Biplab Das has said society the top priority. Wonderful, sir. Kindly just do a ranking, the rest of you. Subse important, the one which is the most important one, you can just write number 1, followed by the rest. Quickly do it. At least top 3 also, if it takes time, you can put it in the chat box, the top 3. Professor Biplab Das has given society as top priority. That's very nice. We are seeing Dr. Lashkar has written 4. I am not making sense of it, sir. 4, which is the top priority? If you can write that, followed by maybe the other names also. Yes, I think Professor Anupam Sharma has given society, then profession, then family, God, and ultimately religion. Okay. For Professor Nasifa ma'am, family is of top priority. Thank you. Followed by profession, God, friends, and I hope those who are there, you also will have your own priorities chalked out. So quickly do it, and if you are having some problem, I think you can request your students also to kindly just try their hands on this when you do the mentoring. So when we talk about Diksharam, we talk about a SAGE formula. So what is this? I think we will have to give them the opportunity for socializing with senior students, with maybe the new students, and maybe some lectures, sessions from experts from different domains according to your discipline. Then we talk about associating, maybe for different kind of visiting the departments of the universities, different kind of departments of the college, and maybe taking part in a lot of activities in the campus, visiting the local city, those who are outstation students joining maybe a college or university in some other state or city. So we have to associate them. Then we talk about governing, understanding the rules, do's and don'ts of the universities and the colleges. We have to figure it out. So rules and regulations, what are things which are permitted? What are the things which are maybe not at all appreciated from students? Those parts also we need to appreciate. And then we talk about the E of the SAGE, which talk about getting into some kind of a group activities, small group activities, taking part in creative activities, the way we are doing it today. I think we have to give them the opportunity to express themselves. And the most important thing, they should not forget about the importance of universal human values. I think that is actually going to keep them firm in these turbulent times, because the values are the things which I think hopefully I have found out that all of you are having enough of it, and the kind of communication interactions we had, I think when you go and address the students, hopefully they will also get the right kind of message coming their way. So all said and done, I think when we talk about mentoring, how can we have effective mentoring? I think you are the best people to guide me on this, but I thought of this, there should be commitment towards each other, the mentor and the mentee. So as a mentor, we should always try and give the mentee the space, and they should also have a kind of a trust where they can share their thoughts, their ideas, not just about academics, but also if they're having some problems. A lot of universities and colleges, I believe they also have expert counselors who can take care about some other mental health issues and all those things. So there should be a trust kind of environment there. There should be a kind of a clear goal, as we have figured out in order to achieve success. So we will talk about a clear goal during the mentoring strategy, because a lot of things will be there in the mind of a young student. So we need to try and have a clear goal for our research scholar, for our students and all. Roles and responsibilities, I believe in 3 R's. The first one is respect for other. The second one, we talk about a little bit of responsibility for all our action, word, gesture, and eventually a little bit of a self-respect. So that also, I think a student should realize where to draw the line and that part. And last but not the least, over the years, I think you all have been doing it. There should be collaboration for getting the right results with our students. And I think when we do the mentoring, it should be some kind of a collaboration where you are guiding, or maybe you're showing the right way for getting the internship, for placements, for getting a paper presented at a conference, or even maybe getting it published, and maybe ultimately getting the PhD awarded. So these are all things I think which are very important in the mentor-mentee relationship. Once again, coming back to the goal setting part, I think all of us know about it. The goals should be SMART. When we talk about SMART, we should have specific goal for our student, for our mentees. It should be measurable. It should be measurable in the sense it cannot be very generic. And then there should be achievable kind of a goal. And I think it should be realistic and time bound. So with this, I think more or less, I think we are at the right time, at the right place. And I will wrap up the session with my simple understanding of the 3E framework for mentoring. What I normally practice is we try and engage with our students. Hopefully you also do that. The second thing, once we are engaged, hopefully there will be a situation where we have to empower our students in whatever way possible. We have to give them that kind of a responsibility by empowering them. And last but not the least, I think we can think of getting a little bit of enrichment happening once they complete the course, whether it's a PG or a PhD or a UG level course. So with this, I think I will try and wrap up by saying that every successful person is having a painful story, and every painful story hopefully will have a successful ending. So accept the pain and get ready for success. So with this, I will hand over the session by saying that enjoy life today. The session was on life skills. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow you never know, may not come. So I think today is the best moment. So live in the moment, do your best, and stay safe. So thanks once again to I think Dr. Verma and the entire team, Dr. Ruben, and I think Dr. Singh is there for this wonderful opportunity. And special thanks to all the esteemed participants for making the session very interactive. And I hope I am really enriched. And you can see my mail IDs are there. If you want, you can kindly drop a mail and we'll be in touch as academic community. That will be wonderful. So I think thank you so much. Over to you, sir, if you are there, Dr. Verma or Dr. Singh. Thank you and namaskar to everybody for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Patra ji, for a very interactive and very interesting presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
We got a very good response from the participants, and everyone is responding to you in the chat box. Means you kept them engaged with lot of practical examples. Very lively session. Thank you for joining. And actually, this presentation was very much relaxing. Also, I felt very relaxed while going through your presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
a lot, and hope we will have some more associations in future.
Thank you. Absolute
Thank you,
honor,
sir.
sir. Absolute honor, sir. Please convey my heartfelt thanks to respected director, sir, and Dr. Verma and the entire team,
Sure,
including
sure,
the support staff and the university authorities. Oh, sir is there.
Sure, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Verma, for this wonderful
Sir.
opportunity.
Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing
Thank
your
you.
valuable time with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And
I
our
hope-
next resource person has already joined, so we'll introduce him.
Okay, thank you. So I'll take your leave and say good afternoon to Professor Singh also, HK Singh. Namaste, sir. This is Supriyo Patra from St. Xavier's College, Kolkata, sir. Namaste, sir. Namaste, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'll take your leave, sir. Thank you so
Okay,
much. Thank you, all
okay.
of you. Thank you. Stay safe. Thank you.
So, dear participants, now we are having our next resource person, Professor HK Singh. He is a senior faculty member in Banaras Hindu University. Before joining Banaras Hindu University, he was faculty member in Allahabad University, and